SpaceX is going public June 12 at a $1.77 trillion valuation, the largest IPO in history. The same company that lost $5 billion last year. So, who is buying this thing? Probably you, whether you want to or not. Most people think SpaceX is a rocket business, but it's actually three separate businesses, and they are not created equal. The launch business does about $4 billion in revenue through Falcon 9, but runs at a loss, dragged down by Starship R&D. And Starship, the rocket the entire long-term valuation depends on, is still very much a work in progress. Starlink, the satellite internet business, is the one that's actually paying the bills. $11.4 billion in revenue last year, strong margins and climbing, 10 million subscribers across 164 countries, and classified defense contracts with the Pentagon. Starlink, on its own, is genuinely one of the most impressive businesses built in the last decade. The complication is xAI, which SpaceX acquired for $250 billion in February. Yes, that's Musk's companies buying another one of Musk's companies. The S-1 filing, the first time SpaceX's financials became public, shows xAI did $3.2 billion in revenue in 2025 and $6.4 billion in losses. $2 out for every dollar in. CapEx in Q1 2026 alone was $7.7 billion. On top of that, all 11 original co-founders have left, and Musk himself publicly said the company needed to be rebuilt from scratch. So Starlink generated roughly $4.4 billion in profit last year, and xAI took that and turned the whole company into a $5 billion net loss. That's what's being priced at $1.75 trillion. There's also a dual-class share structure. His shares carry 10 votes each instead of 1, giving Musk over 82% of the voting power despite owning 41% of the company. As a public shareholder, you have essentially no say in how it's run. Now here's the part that sounds genuinely rigged. Quick bit of context first. When a stock joins a major index like the Nasdaq 100, every fund tracking that index has to buy it. No discretion, no opinion on valuation, they just have to. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars in automatic buying. Under normal circumstances, a newly listed company has to wait 3 months before it's even eligible. When SpaceX was deciding where to list, it reportedly made early index inclusion a prerequisite. Nasdaq changed its rules, SpaceX chose them. 3 changes, all effective May 1st. The eligibility window was cut from 3 months to 15 trading days. The minimum free float requirement, previously 10% of shares needing to be publicly available, was eliminated entirely. SpaceX's float is 4 to 5%, which would have been an automatic disqualification 6 months ago. And for companies with a float below 20%, Nasdaq now inflates it by a factor of 3 for weighting purposes. A 5% float gets treated as 15%. In simple English, index funds are being told to buy as if 3 times more shares exist than actually do. Nasdaq wasn't alone. Russell indices changed their rules too. The S&P 500, to its credit, held the line and blocked fast-track inclusion entirely. Conservative estimates put the resulting forced Nasdaq 100 and Russell passive inflows at over $7 billion, kicking in within weeks of listing, at whatever price the stock is trading at that point. That mandatory buying is why getting in faster matters. It's less time for the market to figure out what something is actually worth before the buying is forced. Meanwhile, SpaceX is allocating 30% of the IPO to retail, 3 times the typical amount. The CFO told bankers it's because retail has been loyal to Elon. Insiders need liquidity, and retail is how they get it. The structure of this IPO is that insiders sell at peak valuation, a large retail slice goes to the most enthusiastic buyers, and index mechanics do the rest, with no input from the people whose money is being deployed. Passive investing is a genuinely good idea for most people, but its convenience is the feature that makes you a guaranteed buyer for whatever gets added to the index. And the rules for getting added just got a lot more flexible.